Welcome to Somethin Crunchy, the Valley's #1 comedy entertainment podcast. Biscuit is homies with Blake. Blake is the older brother of Blair, and Blair is married to Biscuit. Here are your hosts, Colin Blake with Blair and Tyler Dressel.
All right. Welcome to Somethin Crunchy. I'm Colin Blake. With me, as always, Blair and Tyler Dressel. Thank you for joining us by way of 97.3 The Rattler, or wherever you get your podcast. We got a fun one tonight. It's the 2023 annual Crunchies Awards show presentation. Woo! As always, we got blitzed on the red carpet. Tyler's in his crotchless tuxedo. Everyone is looking sharp. We have a great show. It gets better every year, and there are some fun awards to give out this evening. We always like to round out award season where it ends with the Crunchies having its position to remain the most prestigious award ceremony. We'll cover everything from the back half of 2022 to the first half of 2023. Lots to get into. Let's dive right in and present the first award.
Oh, please.
Our first award is the year's worst movie to put on during a date.
Okay.
Here are the nominees for Mood Killer of the Year. A Man Called Otto. Tom Hanks trying to kill himself for 2 hours. No serving size of adorable Latin neighbors could balance that out into a bonable situation. 4 out of 10 soft peens.
Okay.
Blonde. Anna de Armas playing Marilyn Monroe. NC-17. Tyler, get the blinds. This should have been Boner Jam of the Year, and it was like romance repellent. Strong choice for Buzzkill of the Year.
Oh, no.
The Banshees of Inisherin. 3 out of 10 severed fingers at best. It's a super sad story, but they made it up to us by having it be extra slow. Paint. Owen Wilson playing Bob Ross, who isn't painter Bob Ross. 31% on Rotten Tomatoes and 4 out of 10 yawns. That canvas will be the only thing getting stroked tonight. And Weird. The Al Yankovic story. Nothing softens a rod like a musical, especially when you're not expecting one.
You are also like particularly annoyed by musicals.
I am annoyed by musicals to begin with, yes. But man, this just got dumber by the minute. 2 out of 10 ruined date nights. This is tough.
Bummer.
We got a strong crop for worst date night. It's got to be A Man Called Otto. I mean, this thing...
That does not sound like a good date night movie.
It was Diet Gran Torino and Tom Hanks trying to play something that he's not used to playing.
Crotchety.
I mean, he seriously tries to kill himself like 5+ times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I tried. I only got halfway through it.
But there were a couple of like redeeming comedic parts and a couple of feel-good moments. Blonde didn't give you that. That was 3 hours of painful, just buzz-killing energy.
Okay, if
bone-killing energy.
Like,
really
terrible
was.
bone-killing energy happening, what movies just like made you instantly soft?
It's A Man Called Otto.
Yeah.
Or Blonde.
Yeah.
But
Unanimous for Man Called Otto.
If you are excited, it's like, really? During A Man Called
You
Otto?
can usually find somewhere in a Hanks movie to spank one, and
you think so?
couldn't do it there.
Next up, the Low Hangers Award. This goes to the most awkwardly old ensemble in a series or motion picture. And the nominees for this year's lowest hanging fruit are Fast X,
They are getting a little older now.
Magic Mike's Last Dance,
They've been old for a minute.
Still hot, little old.
Halloween Ends,
Ooh, scary balls.
Okay.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and 80 for Brady. I mean, I know that's based on a true story, but it just would have been a lot better of a true story if it was like 60 for Brady. 55 for Brady.
For the Low Hangers Award.
It's tough. I feel like that Magic Mike franchise should have ended a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's
think
been...
that when there's been 100 Fast and Furious movies.
Now, I want to explore Indiana Jones and the Afternoon Nap.
Yeah, you know what?
And the matinee
Ford-
nap.
Here's the thing. Spielberg has come back to end it, and he's going to do it to make up for the crappy last one. The last one with the aliens and the crystal skulls and the Shia LaBeoufs. All of that going on. It didn't work for anyone.
He's like,
Spielberg
I'm sorry.
recognizes that. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give you the fifth one. It's going to be legit.
I'm sorry. I'm going to make up for this.
So they're old hangers for sure. Those forwards are hanging low.
Yeah. No, it's Magic Mike and the Viagra 4.
It's absolutely Magic Mike. Wait, we didn't even delve into Fast X.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Those are the lowest hanging.
Does
Yeah, but they're
matter.
prosthetics now and they're timeless.
They're hanging on. They've already been to space. Like, where else are they going?
Yeah.
It's all CGI.
Prosthetic plums.
I mean, there can be another little movie about cars.
Our next award is a favorite among the Crunchtastic R&D department. Every year, there's always the celebrity sex tape we get, but it's rarely the celebrity sex tape we want. Here's the nominees for this year's potentially hottest celebrity sex tape.
Potentially.
Emily Ratajkowski and Eric Andre. She's also been with Harry Styles and Orazio Rispo this year,
Yeah.
half of the Milwaukee Bucks.
She'd make a hot sex tape with anyone, so it's really... But Eric Andre would make, like, a really interesting one with her, so I feel like that would be fun.
That's fun.
That's a good time.
Zendaya and Tom Holland, but Tyler wants to swap superheroes.
Sure do, yeah. I think she's with the wrong one. I think she's better suited with Chris Hemsworth. Give her that Thor hammer.
don't
You
see it.
see? I don't see it.
I don't know. She's so young and Spider-Man and...
She'd handle that Thor. Like,
Yeah.
she'd be like, hand me the hammer.
She thinks she wants
Okay.
Spider's web, but she really needs Thor's hammer.
That's a tough call. Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, they've already broken up Glenn's relationship with someone else, and now they've made that rom-com with Gata.
Yes.
That Australian rom-com everyone's excited about.
Yes.
There's already the drama. Might as well have the sex tape to accompany it. Chili Thomas and Matthew Lawrence. That's like a throwback to a 90s bone.
I could love that more. Like, it's so random that
I could.
I'd sign up to watch that in 2 seconds.
It's the 98 bone that you're
Yeah.
going to see in 2023.
I mean, you know it's going to deliver.
Yeah, I want to see it now.
It's still looking good.
They're still looking good,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That's a dusty sex tape.
Yeah.
That should have been,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that should have been on Frostwire and Bear Share like 15 years ago. All right, let's round out this list. Tyler wants to see Pete Davidson in Kanye's Girl because she looks like female Pete Davidson.
Yep.
She really does, though.
Now, that is an interesting combo. The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
The sequel. The Pete and Pete. The X-rated sequel. Pete's.
This is tough for potentially hottest celebrity sex tape. I think it's going to come down to Emily and Eric or Sydney and Glenn.
Nah, it's the Pete's.
You're going double Pete all the way. We know where your vote
I want to
lies.
see Emily and Eric.
Eats a pizza.
It's going to be entertaining. Emily and Eric, did they
Emily
win
and
him?
Eric. That's 100% my vote. You
Okay.
guys, obviously.
So then they take it. All right. There's so many movies put out every year, most of which are just crap. But there's always a handful deserving of the Kept My Attention Award.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the nominees are Fall, Missing, Tetris, Blackberry, Vengeance, and Bullet Train. Now, I'd also like to do a little shout out for Glass Onion and Cocaine Bear. They almost made the cut. Kept our attention, but they don't quite deserve to be here. This isn't for Best Picture or anything, but this is the surprisingly really kept my attention award. That Fall, those two girls climbing the tower.
Oh my gosh. You had to just see what happened.
Yeah, it had me the whole time. That movie was gripping.
Adrenaline. Missing was way better than I thought it was. I came in with low expectations, and that turned out to be pretty good. Tetris and Blackberry, awesome biopics.
Yep.
Those
I
are great.
love Tetris. I haven't seen Blackberry yet, but
Just as good.
definitely kept my attention.
And Vengeance, seen that a couple times. Love the hell out of that. I thought
Tetris
that
is
was
my
great.
vote.
You're going Tetris.
Yeah.
I think it's
Fantastic
either Fall
story.
or
Fall.
Vengeance.
Everyone was watching Fall for a second. We knew someone was going to fall. It was going to happen.
You knew someone was going to fall.
Someone was going to fall. I had to see who it was. I didn't see exactly what happened, going down like that.
Two people up there, you know half of them are going to fall. All right, let's get into the award for this year's most surprisingly spankable.
All right. One of my faves.
Yes. Here are the nominees for films making for a surprisingly spankable production.
Okay.
The Woman King. Viola Davis, just aggressively taking charge. It's sexual and violent, effortlessly spankable.
Love that.
Babylon. For a movie with an opening scene that has two guys covered in elephant shit, this turns spankable pretty quickly with a sweaty Margot Robbie.
Who would have thought?
Don't Worry, Darling. Florence Pugh. She's getting oral for like half of that movie.
Oh, yeah. No, there was a lot of good scenes there.
Glass Onion had some spankable scenes. In a pinch, you can make that work. And Avatar, The Way of Water. The way of wet spanking to a hot, stretched-out blue alien. Zoe Saldana and Kate Winslet.
That's worth watching.
It's Don't Worry, Darling. That or Babylon. She's so sweaty.
I get the Avatar
She's so
thing,
sweaty.
but I mean, it's Don't Worry, Darling. Have you seen it? Like, if you're not like getting a little excited,
You're not questioning yourself after that. You're not watching that movie hard enough. Watch it harder.
Viola Davis.
Oh, love Viola. She does it for me.
Nothing surprising about that spank.
It's true.
You're saying there's nothing surprising about it.
No.
Who done with
I get it.
Spank Bio?
Yeah.
Let's move on to most spankable lighting in a series or motion picture. All right.
Sounds like fun.
Let's start getting into the categories unique to the Crunchies in what's become some of our most coveted awards. We've been giving out this award since the very first Crunchies, and it celebrates the celebrity most talked about and organically brought up on the podcast over the last season. Here are this year's nominees for the Miles Teller Award.
All
The
right.
Miles Teller Award, yes.
Adam Sandler. Guests have had several Sandman stories this season. He's often brought up in games.
Yes.
Pedro Pascal. He's in a new movie or show like every week. Bring him up all the time.
Guys everywhere.
Dave Bird, a.k.a. Lil Dicky. We promoted season 3 of Dave. Had on Gata. He was brought up frequently. Jennifer Coolidge. Big year for the Coolidge. We had like half a show just on her.
Always here for the Coolidge.
Kevin Durant. First year in Phoenix. He was brought up a lot. We talked about him like on at least 3 episodes.
Katie's hot right now.
Few interviews for sure.
He is surprisingly up for the Miles Teller Award. I mean, Tom Hanks, he's brought up in trivia, and Megan Kavanaugh and Sam McMurray brought him up a couple times. But I think he's outside. Pedro Pascal, Jennifer Coolidge, Lil Dicky. What are we thinking?
Pedro Pascal.
I think Pedro too.
Absolutely everywhere. Like Jennifer Coolidge is getting hired for everything.
But who have we talked about the most?
Yeah,
Jennifer
it's-
Coolidge. I have to vote Coolidge because I've even done her so much. I've done impressions of her. I've talked about Coolidge more this season than anyone else. My
Well, it's like
Miles Teller Award.
Your
for the
opinion,
evening.
Blair.
That's just like your opinion.
It's Pedro.
I think so too.
2-1. Pedro wins. Come on down, Pedro. Accept your award.
I get it. I'm here for Pedro.
All right. Next up, just as prestigious as the Miles Teller Award, let's discuss the Steve Zahn Award, recognizing the most attractive person in the industry. Let's get into who's hottest at the moment. Here are this year's nominees.
Love it.
Matt Rife, stand up in social media, guys on fire,
Jawline of a champion.
definitely.
He's all over the place. Tell me one person who hasn't seen Matt Rife pop up on something on social media in the past
He's everywhere.
24 hours.
So hot.
Jenna Ortega, Wednesday, Scream 6. She was in a movie called X.
Yeah.
She's hot. Pedro Pascal, The Last of Us, The Mandalorian, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. He's got a new movie or show every week.
Yep.
Jennifer Coolidge, The White Lotus, The Watcher, We Have a Ghost, Shotgun Wedding. Lots of projects throughout the year. Michelle Yeoh won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. She's got a new show, American Born Chinese, and she's in a new Transformers movie. She's everywhere. Michelle's hot. And Harry Styles, Don't Worry Darling, My Policeman. He was also GQ's Most Stylish Man of the Year in 2022. These are the nominees for the Steve Zahn Award.
This is hard.
Prestigious company.
I mean,
There's a few I want to say. I mean,
Matt-
Jenna Ortega was everywhere on the big screen.
I think it's going to be one of these first three: Matt Rife, Jenna Ortega, or Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Matt Rife is
He is like
everywhere.
Steve Zahn reborn. He's the next generation Steve Zahn.
No, Theo Vaughn is the next generation.
Yes,
They
absolutely.
even have similar
I think
face
so.
shapes.
Steve Zahn would be like, "You think I look like Matt Rife?"
Yeah. And this is the Steve Zahn Award for most attractive in the industry.
Yeah.
It's Matt Rife right now.
It's Matt Rife.
That's not right.
Maybe
well
a
done.
splash of Jenna. It's Matt Rife.
All right. We joked last year about adding the Michael Fassbender Award, recognizing the juiciest dong in Hollywood. We're going to do up a modified version of that and recognize those rocking extreme big dick energy throughout the year. This is better, and here are the nominees. Kieran Culkin from Succession.
Yes.
Christina
So
Ricci, Wednesday and Yellow Jackets. Keanu Reeves. He was in Big Dick 4. Constantine 2 's in production.
All the big
Dancing on social media without a care in the world, just hogging it. Brett Goldstein played Roy Kent on Ted Lasso, and Sydney Sweeney, White Lotus, Anyone But You, Euphoria,
Yes,
this new
yes.
one. Stone Crop for the Michael Fassbender
Yeah.
Award.
It's a very thick crop
That's a
you
thick
have there.
Kieran Culkin.
That's my vote
I
for
was about to
the,
say Kieran Culkin is my vote.
I think
for
it's
sure.
him or Brett Goldstein.
the most impressive girth certificate goes to Kieran Culkin.
All right, we'll do that. That works. Cue the Succession theme.
Come receive your award.
Last year, the award that was added to the ceremony was a little more on the sentimental side, honoring those most deserving of a Hollywood comeback, which we appropriately named the Rick Moranis Award.
Yes.
Here are the nominees. Devin Sawa. He wants to be the next Freddy Krueger. He's come out and has said that.
Ooh.
Pauly Shore.
Oh.
He wants to make a Richard Simmons biopic, and
Oh.
that would definitely be the thing that resurrects mainstream Pauly.
Oh my gosh.
Jeremy Piven. I mean, he's got nothing really going outside those hair club commercials. I'd love to see some Piven back. Rachel Lee Cook.
Ooh.
I've seen her pop up lately.
Laney Boggs.
I have.
Get out of here.
TV. Late night, straight to the crime, scene of the crime. Whose
Crime scene, scene of the crime.
Whose
late
crime
night.
is it anyway?
Yes.
She's in those.
I think so.
Corey Feldman. He's working so hard for that comeback. He has earned his way into the
Wants it so
nominees.
bad.
Is he going to earn the comeback? I don't know. I don't even know if he's going to take down the Rick Moranis Award.
A musical comeback. I think he's got some tours in him.
And shout out for a family favorite here for Paul Costanzo from Road Trip. Designated Survivor. He played Ruben in Road Trip.
Yep.
You know I want that. Love
Love some Paul.
that. The Rick Moranis Award is a really tough one. You mentioned something about Devin Sawa. I just
Did
think
you?
I circle
Is that-
back to that real
Is,
fast.
that's all Blair caught.
You think I'm not going to address the Sawa in the room? You kidding?
Blair needs a hot bowl of
You
sour.
kidding?
Yeah, squishing for Sawa over here. How do we leave out Jeremy Piven? You kidding me?
You need to pivot on Piven.
Yeah.
Sawa, please.
I'll take one for the team. Sawa.
You're going Sawa
Whoa!
over Corey Feldman, Rachel Lee Cook, Jeremy Piven, and Pauly Shore.
Yeah, I mean, Idle Hands. He made some hits, man. He had some bangers.
I would love some
All right.
of that.
We'll give Blair the Sawa.
The Sour Award.
That's good.
This year's edition is the perfect award to cover everything from music, television, and film, recognizing the projects that just really slapped this year.
Oh, love that.
This is the Will Smith Award. And here are the nominees.
Oh my god. For the project that just slaps.
Air, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Succession, John Wick 4, Beef, and Nope.
Ooh.
These are the projects that I thought slapped the hardest. of all of them. That includes Avatar and Vengeance almost making the cut. There were other pretty slappy shows and movies
This
out
made
there.
your like top list.
But all for their various reasons, these were the best.
Air was surprisingly slappable for me because I didn't think that I'd be into it so much. I love Michael Jordan and his story, but to kind of see that with like the best cast, I thought it was so much better than I thought it was going to be. And
I had high expectations for that. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, when they're doing stuff together, it's normally high budget, pretty strong. And then they add
Always great writing.
Chris Tucker. Who else was in it? Jason Bateman,
Mm-hmm.
Viola
so
Davis.
many, yes.
With that
yes.
cast, it wasn't going to suck.
No.
So high expectations, and that came through. That was good. Everything Everywhere All at Once, that won the Oscar. Great scenes, different. A little weird,
A little strange.
but it was different.
Got to watch it 4 or 5 times.
Succession, great show. I don't know if I love the final season, but I love the show, and it did finish this year, so it's got to be part of the conversation. John Wick 4. I mean, I don't think we needed the 4th installment of the franchise. However, these things are shot so well.
Just-
It is eye candy.
Yeah.
It is shot so cool. The way they use lights, there's lights in every single scene. It's like they want it to look like a screensaver at all times. It's just attention to detail in the way they shoot that is so neat to watch. Beef, that was probably my favorite show this year. Different, awesome. That was a good one. And then Nope. I remember that was in our most anticipated in last year's
Yeah.
Crunchies. And
it was good.
compared to some of the other ones that he's like, I didn't care for us, but this,
Like this better. Though.
I like this a lot better. I
Yeah.
mean, it was very Trimmers. It was like a modern Trimmers kind
I
of.
feel like people had a lot to say about Nope,
It was good.
but it slapped.
It was good. Did slap.
Slapped.
With
Slap.
Air. Air is like the one thing that kept my attention. I felt like it was talking to me.
It's Air.
It's there.
Wow, the first Will Smith award. I hate
Congratulations.
I hate that he gets like his own award on the show, but you know what?
Michael Jordan gets the Will Smith award.
It slaps.
No.
Michael Jordan had like 2 things to do with it. He said, yes, you have the green light, and make sure that you cast Viola Davis as my mother. Those
Yeah.
are the only things I care about.
Well, those are very important things.
It was good. All right. I feel good about that. I'm not sure about this Devin Sawa situation. We're going to have to revisit the Rick Moranis award.
Whatever. I don't know
He-
what you expect I'm gonna say.
He made
Like, what do you
bangers,
think?
bro. I want to see bangers again. You know, he could come out with something new and original that he doesn't have to be a sequel kind of guy. Like, he is leading man,
Yeah.
original recipe, solid material.
Slackers was good.
Yes, it was.
And Idle Hands was good.
One of my faves. And they both found new hot girls before they popped. Idle Hands had
Jessica Alba.
Alba, and then Slackers had what's her name?
Oh, yeah. What's her name?
She's got like a dude's name.
Yeah, she was cute.
Jessica Alba was in a lot of things that you forget about.
She may be up for next year's Rick Moranis award. I know she isn't like fallen off and she's doing other
No.
things. She's more entrepreneurial now. But,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
very busy.
So she's still around, but we'd like an on-screen comeback.
Yeah, an on-screen Alba.
On-screen Alba.
Yeah.
Next up, Flop of the Year. Here are the nominations for the year's biggest disappointments taking us on a floptastic voyage. White Men Can't Jump. Bad remake, Flop City. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Blood and Floppy. A Man Called Otto, Diet Gran Torino, Extra Sad, Extra Floppy. Black Adam, Can You Smell What the Flop is Cooking? Blonde, 3 hours of flop noir, Flop Rap Supreme. Children of the Corn remake. Heard they recently added more flops to it.
Ooh.
And Your Place or Mine. Flopless in Seattle. Just another floppy rom-com. All right, so lots of floppy joes this year. Black Adam had the high expectations.
That has
Very high.
the largest colossal of flip to flop.
That was the biggest budget flop.
That's right.
So,
That takes my vote right there.
I mean, there's a couple of these you shouldn't have even touched. Children of the Corn, I don't know. White Men Can't Jump, I heard just the absolute worst things about that. Wouldn't even watch it because I heard it was so bad.
It wasn't that bad. And
And Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So The rights was just released for Winnie the Pooh to go on public domain. And the first attempt of using any of that IP was like, you know what they need? Just get a super extreme horror movie.
That's great.
And
That's great.
it was terrible. Nothing tying it to the backstory. I mean, don't get me wrong, A Man Called Otto just sucked. But Black Adam, I think that's going to have to be flop of the year.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And he pushed it so hard, too, for so long. Come on down. DJ, come get your award.
Extra floppy. Well, the best is yet to come, at least we hope so, when discussing our next award, which is most anticipated of the year, what we're most excited about, which hasn't come out yet. And the nominees are The Flash, Michael Keaton back as Batman. That could be pretty cool.
Ooh.
Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. That movie just looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that movie looks awesome. That cast. The Exorcist remake this October. High potential if they use practical effects and lay off the CGI.
Yes, agree.
They're quietly making a sequel to Coyote Ugly.
No.
No.
Could be cool. Gran Turismo, video game adaptation.
Yeah. Saw that. Looked awesome.
And then Indiana Jones in the afternoon nap. Like I said, it's supposed to make up for the last one and be the best thing Spielberg has done in years.
But it's great.
I don't know.
It's Indiana Jones.
Oh, for me, it's Oppenheimer, no question. Flash is in a second, but in a distant second. But Oppenheimer.
Who's in it?
Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Jack Quaid, Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, Rami Malek. It's a huge cast.
That's
It's
amazing.
just ridiculous. That is going to slap. It's about the Manhattan Project, Christopher Nolan, big budget. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's Oppenheimer.
I agree.
All right.
All right, sold.
Good argument.
Why didn't you
You
just
sold
say
me.
so?
Working hard over here. All right, I want to dive deep into this. We really didn't have the memeable moments like last year. I suppose Meghan Trainor in her Tennessee Six-Way runs away with this one. After that, it was the King's coronation and a bunch of bull. Where we lacked in memeable moments, we have more than made up for it in conspiracy theories. Let's
Yes.
discuss
Ooh.
the year's best conspiracy theory. All right, we
Love it.
have humans living in a simulation. We discussed this a lot.
Yeah.
Giants that used to live among us.
Yes.
Sing a lot on that.
Love that one.
The time-traveling Trumps. Have you heard about this?
I have.
What is this?
Oh, it's fascinating.
Uh-huh.
All right. When Nikola Tesla died, he had like 80-plus trunks in his hotel with all of his patents, all these inventions. And the first man in charge of picking up those items was John G. Trump. That's Donald Trump's uncle.
Ooh.
What?
Now, Tesla said that he figured out how to bend time. And the theory is Trump's uncle took these things, made a time machine, and here's an even weirder connection after this book that was found. There's a book that was written in 1896 called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey, which is the name of Donald's youngest son.
Yeah.
And it's about him
What?
time traveling.
Whoa.
A book written in 1896 about Baron Trump time traveling.
Oh.
It's just weird. It's just some fun coincidences making for a friendly conspiracy
Oh
theory.
my gosh. Has anyone read this book?
And then we have the Denver airport in the Illuminati headquarters.
Sure.
Lots
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah.
That's an old one, but,
Mile High.
but it's still hot. In AI Brittany, we got the
Oh,
Seen some hot shit about AI Brittany.
Brittany.
artificially intelligent Brittany.
Artificial.
Filtered eyes Brittany.
All right, so first of all, which of these is most likely to be true? Humans living in a simulation? Giants that used to live among us? I mean,
Brittany.
I like those over time traveling Trumps, and
No, it's Brittany. Brittany's
It's
fake.
Brittany, although you know
'Cause
how
you
I
think-
feel about giants.
because you think that proof is like
Yeah.
pretty
Are
convincing.
you kidding?
I don't know.
Have you seen her Instagram?
Yeah, that's not her. That's
Oh
somebody with
my
the Brittany
gosh.
filter on.
So it's not a clone; it's an AI
It's a filter.
I've also seen people say like there's like eye holes, that she's wearing a mask, that it's AI, that there's green screen, that there's
All the above.
all the above. Her Instas looked wild for a bit, I
Since
feel.
she was able to start posting.
yeah, I'm like, is that? It just feels weird to look at it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't understand like what's going on here.
No, it's somebody that took over her account to run Britney's Insta.
Yeah,
They're like,
she's not
well,
gonna-
we'll put the wild shit up. We know how to do the filters.
Now the giants. There's some pretty convincing photos that have giants and humans in them.
Oh yeah,
And I like that video where you can kind of see the rock close really quickly. It looks like there's a giant or something still living in there.
they found like boots and plates and tools and weapons and things that are just massive. Tree trunks that are broken, that are trees as big as you can imagine. Do we even discuss Kanye?
What's the Kanye theory?
For
Clone Kanye?
Yes, unless that's in a separate area.
No, that's a whole
It's another
separate
conversation.
conversation. And that's a nice transition because as it's fitting and deserving of his own category, let's discuss Clone of the Year.
No way.
And here are the nominees.
Uh-huh.
Kanye West,
Uh-huh.
Britney Spears,
Uh-huh.
Eminem,
Woo.
Justin Bieber, and Joe Biden.
Oh,
Whoa. These are.
Sweet
What a
crop for Clone of the Year.
Yeah.
Now, they could all be clones. They could.
Yeah, I might say.
I want to
Q.
say none of them could be
all
clones,
the
but
above.
I'm not sure that that's possible. But who is Clone of the Year? Like, whose clone looks best? Who wore their clone
who
best
wore their
this year?
clone best?
Bieber's clone looks the best, but
It-
he like
He's
Well, he had a malfunction.
I was
he
gonna
did. He
say,
had
He
some
had a
like
big malfunction this year.
he had some Bell's
Shortage.
palsy malfunctioning.
Joe
in the
Biden
face.
has so many clones that
He
you
does.
can't keep track.
No.
People are noticing.
They keep falling down.
The ears are changing. The face looks different. They're malfunctioning.
Every time he's in public, he falls down. Every single time there's a camera on the guy, he just face first.
Oh, we have a conspiracy theory coming in. Do you think that the royal family had Princess Diana killed?
Oh, that's such a good conspiracy
what
theory.
a great
Let's dive into
conspiracy
this.
theory. Okay.
I mean, I've seen some documentaries on the subject, and they are very convincing.
Yes.
About the royal family being involved.
Mm.
Did they
Um,
like directly?
Okay, so you're from England. I want to know your take.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
from
hot
we're,
take,
we're
yeah.
We're from the States. What does it matter?
From what we
think?
can see,
He's
it
got.
looks pretty, cut and dry.
Let's see.
I don't know. I mean, again, if you look at
Mr. Bradley from England.
If you
I
look
wanna
at all
hear
of
your
that-
take on this. I think they took her out, he says.
So is that why Meghan Markle had to exit the country as well?
That's a whole different one. Ooh, Prince Harry is not King Charles's kid.
whoa.
Hot take.
Oh, that's believable. That's believable.
look at
Yeah.
We could throw in King Charles as well, because that's looking extra cloney. And if you saw him during his coronation, he was fluffy. His hands looked weird.
Yeah,
Everything looked strange about him. I think his
Oh.
clones are a little
generated.
glitchy as well. Yeah. We just
It's Bieber.
I'm terrible with the camera, by the way, so I'm just going to go ahead and
Bieber.
apologize.
I think so too. If we're talking, for Clone of the Year,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's either Bieber or Kanye West. And Bieber is interesting because they have had multiple videos that you see where they show her height and his height. I'm buying it.
Bieber's is good. A little glitchy, but pretty good.
Just can't get it wet.
Don't feed it after
Yeah.
can't get it wet. All right, I like that. Last award of the night. Let's discuss Podcast of the Year. And here are the nominees: Your Mom's House with Christina P. and Tom Segura.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Bad Friends with Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
Oh, so good.
This Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn. Two Bears, One Cave, still going strong. Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer. The official Always Sunny podcast. That's new, but they're coming out strong.
Nice.
It's a good one. Ginger Whiskey with Santino. That's a great podcast as well. And so is the Bertcast, just Bert Kreischer's.
Hmm.
This is tough. For this year, I'm leaning towards Bad Friends. Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee.
It is so entertaining.
They got a hot start to the year. They've got some of the most viral videos out there with Santino doing Bobby's mom everywhere. Like that clip I've seen more than anything else this year.
Podcast of the Year,
YMH Studios.
YMH Studios.
Yeah, anything and everything.
They come out of there.
Yeah.
Just the studio.
The studio and all things YMH.
We'll give it to the studio.
Dr. Drew,
That works.
Two Bears,
That works.
Mom's House.
Your mom's house.
Tom Talks. Like, it's all everything YMH this year.
Well, I feel like we've covered it pretty good. Any of these we need to get back into and refight about? Rick Moranis Award.
Like you're salty that we brought up.
Salty for
Devin
Sawa?
He is.
He was
salty
nominated for a
Sawa.
reason. He deserved to be
Bangers,
nominated
bro.
in the
Give the
discussion.
people what they want.
Yeah.
Do you think they are doing what they did in Jurassic Park films, cloning dinosaurs?
I know DNA.
Oh, I bet they're.
Yes, they are,
species.
Mr. Bradley.
Yes.
I encourage you to look up the article that came out a few months ago about mammoth meat, about the woolly mammoth.
What?
Mm-hmm.
And they are using a similar process where kind of exactly how they did in Jurassic Park. They're taking old pieces of mammoth
Mammoth DNA
and they're making mammoth burgers, and it's like a real thing. Yeah, see, they're bringing the
they're
mammoth
Yes.
back.
Mammoth back.
That's right. That's right, Brett.
Growing ourselves some lab mammoth.
Yeah, how do you feel about the lab meat? Are you ready to cross over? There's already that Impossible Burger.
Yeah.
There's the buffalo bison meat. It's no different than the bison for me.
I don't want plant-based meat. I want like real, fake, computer
Don't
generated meat.
pretend to be so just like.
I want
be-
CGM, computer generated meat.
3D printed
3D printed
meat.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't care where it comes from. A mammoth, a saber-tooth,
How
dinosaur.
different could mammoth meat be than bison meat? Bison burgers. It's
It's a little hairier.
well, I guess mammoth is more elephant.
They look soft.
I feel like they're both gamey meats. I love how we're talking about like using the technology to bring back all of these awesome extinct creatures
Yeah.
that we can eat.
That's
So we can
terrible.
Let's bring back this majestic creature and make a burger out of it.
Normal birds.
Well, let's move on to our track of the week. Out of Longview, Texas, this is We're All Monsters by Post Profit.
Warning. High intensity writing is featured in the following video. Due discretion is advised.
All right, great song, well done, and thank you, Post Profit. New dream car giveaway over at 8080. In addition to the 15% off you get for using code Crunchy, every dollar you spend gets you entered in for a chance to win a brand new Lamborghini plus $60,000 in cash. You do not want to miss out. Nor do you want to forget to check out somethincrunchy.com, where you'll find every episode, our links for social media, and the Almighty Crunch Store, where you'll find all kinds of crunchy gear showing that you are a proud citizen of Crunch Nation, like Bradley here. Join us every Friday at 10 o'clock on 97.3 The Rattler, or find us wherever you get your podcast. This has been another episode of Something Crunchy, and as always,
Don't ever forget to live your crunchiest life.
And be crunchy to one another.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and all that crunchy good shit. All episodes can be found at somethincrunchy.com and on all podcast platforms. Thank you for listening.
you're giving me the worst angle here, Blair. I mean, what's the camera lady doing?
Not a bad angle.
Can you get me
worst
upside
angle.
down from under the table, Blair?
I can't even get this to turn around.
Now we're chilling with Bradley. Think they found something.
What's up, Linda? Thanks for crunching down. What up, Apple user? You're crunching with us.
What do we got here, Bradley? Think we could use 100% of our brain power. We could do things like using the Force in Star Wars.
Something to chew on.
You think that we're only using 10%? And if we had 100% capacity, could we move things with our mind? And
No.
I
more
think
st-
so.
I don't
No.
think
Full
so
on
either.
phenomenon.
No way.
Nope.
No way.
If we could use 100% of our brain power, all we would realize is the reasons why we can't move things with our brain.
He says the royal family are lizards.
Oh, the lizard people.
Okay. There's people that have very convincing
love you.
stories about seeing
I love
the lizard
lizards.
people in action. Tyler swears he saw Taylor Swift lick her eyeball, and I believe it. Like, I believe him.
You're one of them.
I'm one of them.
Oh, wow, wow, wow.
Buzz,
Hi,
your
Buzz.
girlfriend.
Oh my god, I love that.
Love the name, Buzz.
The royal family are German? I don't know about that, Mr. Bradley. They changed their name in the World War. Well, that can't be true. They've had the same name since before both World Wars.
They do.
Queen Elizabeth's father was the king before her. Look it up, bro.
I mean,
Right.
he might be right.
All
You know, he
right.
knows more on the subject.
Well, he is across the pond.
Sounds like he's been putting in the man hours.
Do we just sound like obnoxious Americans to you?
Yes,
Let's see.
we do.
Uneducated blokes
royal,
over here.
Yeah, I have to Google. Is the royal family
Just a
German?
bunch of wankers.
He's not
Not
wrong.
wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Dale.
Wait, I moved to Texas to be with my other half. Where in Texas? We're from Texas.
San Antonio.
Nice. San Antonio. Riverwalk. There you go. Mexican food. I love thinking about a British guy getting some good Mexican food in San Antonio.
Yes.
Just getting mariachi'd down on the
I'm sure he's
Riverwalk.
like,
I had
what
the
is going
best
on here?
ponchos of my life in San Antonio.
You could raise the flag in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I raised the flag. I did 6 weeks basic training. First day off base. Like, you're allowed to go off base. My mom and dad came pick me up. They're like, what do you want to do? And I said, we're going to ponchos.
Yeah.
And I'm going to raise the fucking flag all night long.
You
Hell
think
yeah.
it's the Riverwalk. You think it's the Alamo.
No, it's ponchos.
It's ponchos and spurs. That's all they care about.
That's right.
Dale, I would die for some English fish and chips.
Bro,
Need it.
English fish and chips to die for.
Pizza's pretty good.
In San Antonio, English fish and chips?
No, not in San Antonio. Bull.
That may be what he's saying.
No, you're telling me that San Antonio's got great English fish and chips?
Let me tell you about how he's right. first
World's
of all.
finest.
Okay.
If not,
No
for
background.
World War I, the British royal family would still go by a German name. All right, so now that we could trust you about the whole German royal family bit, let's hear about these fish and chips.
Yeah.
How do you feel about giants?
No, I want to know if this was San Antonio fish and
No,
chips.
back
No, he
home.
said back home. Obviously,
Oh.
Blade.
I missed
No.
that. He says no back home.
Back home.
What do you think, camera angle?
It's not bad. What do you want from those?
Bomb fish and chips in San Antonio.
Like, obviously,
It's a river walk. It's not the ocean walk.
English fish and chips. Head over to San Antonio.
Some bomb carp and chips over there.
Y'all recording a sode or going live? We
Both.
just recorded a sode. Now we're just hanging out. I just got through all 3 hours of Avatar, The Way
How-
of Water.
How was it? The most
It was all right.
anticipated ever.
It was all right. The first 5-10 minutes, I was like, you know what? This is more of the same, and I'm just not as excited or wowed by it this go around. But then I slowly kind of got into it and was like, you know what? All right. It didn't suck, and it was worth watching. I'm not sure it was worth the like $1 billion they spent on it. And I can't believe they're making like 3 or 4 more. For me, Lord of the Rings still stands the test of time.
Don't get Blake started on conspiracy theories.
I do love a good conspiracy theory, and we have gotten into some good ones. Paul is dead. We got into the Giants. AI Britney.
Mm-hmm.
Was that conspiracy?
Yeah,
of the
I need
year?
to know what everyone thinks of all these. AI Britney, I mean, you can't tell me that's
Filter
her.
Britney. 8 times filtered Britney.
8 times filtered Britney. And Abandoned Places. This is Carly. Buzz Your Girlfriend is Carly.
Yes, Blake does love abandoned
Our
places.
infamous MMW, MMF.
Oh, hey!
Three-way. Hey!
Hey!
Yes!
Ladies and gentlemen, Carl's Barkley.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome!
Yes. All right. Okay. Why didn't I make that connection? Buzz Your Girl. That's such a great name.
God,
Carly,
it's
you
such
would
a
have
great
Buzz
name.
Your Girlfriend for your name. It was the Abandoned Places that got me. I was like, hold on.
That's too
It's like she knows
specific to
me.
Blake.
Because it is the Abandoned Places. It's my thing.
Ooh, MJ, Michael Jackson.
And I think MJ faked his death.
I think there's a lot of people that aren't dead that say they're dead.
Who was most likely to have faked their death?
Tupac.
Elvis.
Nah, Elvis actually died. He choked on that ham and cheese sandwich on the can.
If he just didn't get so fat.
Yeah, that wasn't. He didn't fake that shit. Prince ain't dead. Tupac's not dead.
I saw
MJ, I believe.
I definitely believe that Michael Jackson.
MJ
thing.
has reasons. Like he actually has like
Yeah.
reasons for
Yeah.
my quality of life would be better off
and he
if the
needed
world
to,
thought
like,
I was dead.
escape.
Yeah.
I don't think that like, Tupac was too young. I don't know.
Bruce Lee was definitely killed.
Bruce Lee was definitely killed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny that the casket was closed when it was on TV. I think, who's he talking about there?
Michael.
Michael? Yeah. He wasn't looking too good there. I
There
don't-
was someone I saw the other day. I saw Aaron Carter did a video. It was
Yeah,
something
but
talking to his mom or about his mom, and it was
the FBI wanted him to like say a bunch of stuff about Michael, and he was like,
yeah, and he was it was nothing
Yeah,
but
they were trying to build a
sweet,
case.
gracious. And
"Is that a
stop?
get it down
Here's
low,
that-
bro?
here's that good-
Is
oh,
this
here.
how?
Get it down low, lower."
Stop.
Oh, here we go. This is give the
Is
TikTok
this
what
the
they
foot
want.
cam
No.
that-
No, no,
yes.
no.
Welcome to the feet and greet.
Slowly, the feet and greet. Foxy ankles.
Foxy ankle.
Oh, well, thank you. Terrible angle, which is what he's trying to do, but thank you for the.
They make for a great necklace.
How do you turn it around, Blair?
Turn
You can turn me straight anytime.
Dale,
That's
you've
great.
been fun to have on tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you for being here.
Carly
And Carly.
She likes feet and
feet
greet.
and greet.
She likes.
She
feet
doesn't
and
want
greet.
my feet and greet.
What up, swim team?
You could turn me straight anytime. What a-
I'm
what a
glad
nice
I don't have
compliment.
hobbit feet. I mean, I will take that all day, to be honest. Thank you.
This
Kanye's disappeared. He was loud. We haven't heard anything from Kanye. He's gone. Where is he?
Kanye is everywhere. You see him
Yeah.
all the time in his weird shoes.
Yeah, that's a fake shoulder pad
Making his
blow up.
Girlfriend wear a ski mask.
He's
'cause
wearing
he looks
blow
like,
up pectoral.
She looks like Pete Davidson.
She does look like Pete Davidson.
How did he go from a girlfriend looking exactly like Kim Kardashian to a girlfriend looking exactly like Pete Davidson?
That is a good question. The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
The adventures. Like, I don't even understand.
Yeah, he was going to drop a film. He's talking about Chester for sure there. But yeah, okay, so Jamie Foxx, let's go over this timeline. A
Yeah.
month ago, he is running naked in the streets. People are saying he's delusional, losing his mind, and checking him into facilities because he is overly paranoid and saying people are trying to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And now, due to a blood clot in his brain that was from a COVID vaccination, he's now
They're saying
partially
that's what it's
blind
from?
and
Confirmed?
paralyzed. Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense.
What?
Doesn't make sense.
I don't understand.
Kanye thinks he
Okay.
is better singer like Prince or David Bowie, and he will never be as good as them. Well, that's true. Yeah, it's hard to compare Kanye with
I mean,
Prince or David
Prince
Bowie.
and David Bowie, yeah.
They're musicians, and Kanye is a rapper. Yeah, Kanye at his peak, though, he did come out with some bangers.
Kanye thinks he's better than everybody.
Damn, I need a deep dive, Jamie Foxx, or at least snorkel. At
Yeah.
least it's worth a snorkel.
There's
for
a lot
sure.
to unpack there.
Carly, worth a snorkel. This was a good Crunchies.
Yeah.
A memorable sode.
Thanks for being here, everybody.